and warming and delicious. How about a chili cornbread pie? It's sort of spicy, but not too spicy chili, covered with a cornbread topping and baked until bubbling and golden. You want to mince an onion, and the whole thing gets made in a large cast iron skillet. So you need one that's like 10 or 12 inches. I think either one would probably work. 4 cloves of garlic. They also need to be minced. If you have a garlic press, you can use a garlic press. Makes short work of this, but then you have to clean the garlic press, and you're already cleaning your knife, so your choice. Now you want to saute your vegetables to reduce out some of the liquid and intensify the flavor. So use a neutral oil. I like a safflower oil. 2 tablespoons, medium-high heat. Add the onions and the garlic at the same time. A lot of more old-fashioned recipes have you start the onions first and then add the garlic so the garlic doesn't burn. But I don't find that to be the case, because I find that the onions, which are so watery, actually protect the garlic from burning. So I don't do that. You want to saute this until the onions are translucent. That'll take about 3 minutes or so. You can add some salt and pepper. I like to add salt at this stage because it helps pull out the moisture from the onions. And while you're at it, why not add some pepper? While you're waiting for that to saute, you can cut up some tomatoes. I have a can, it's a 14.5-ounce can of whole peeled tomatoes in juice, and they need to be chopped, not pureed. So I'm just going to chop them right on my board. You do need the juice though. Some people don't like to make a mess on their board with tomatoes, so you can use scissors and just chop them right in the can or in the bowl if you want to, but that makes my hand hurt. Also in a food processor too, I guess. Cooking is all about timing. I like to make sure that I'm utilizing all my time in the best possible manner. So getting things done ahead of time is not always the most efficient way. Back to the onions. They're starting to look good, I think. So at this point, you can add 2 medium carrots that are cut up into dice, and then give them a stir, and then to that add 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Medium spicy, not too spicy, otherwise you'll be in pain while you're eating this. And 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Sure, I've told you this before, but buying tomato paste in a tube is fantastic if you're only using a tablespoon or so at a time, because you can put it right back into the refrigerator like this. I like it. Stir that around, cook out the spices a little bit to mellow the flavors and to intensify the sweetness of the tomato paste. And then you want to add your beef. It's 2 pounds of ground beef. I like organic, I like grass-fed. If you can get those, get them. If you can't, I understand. And you want to cook this, breaking it up with a spoon until the beef is no longer pink, so it gets a little bit brown. It'll take about 5 minutes maybe. I could probably make the topping while I'm waiting for this. How's that sound? La! In this bowl, I have 3/4 of a cup of fine cornmeal, 3/4 of a cup of all-purpose flour, and a tablespoon of sugar. And to that, I'm gonna add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1.5 teaspoons of coarse salt, and whisk those together. It's a very simple topping. You could actually probably just double this and make it into an actual cornbread if you wanted to, but it's so delicious on top of this. Then add 1 cup of buttermilk, 2 large eggs. I probably should whisk them ahead of time, but I'm not. So there, take that. And then 2 tablespoons of melted, unsalted butter. And that's it, that's your topping. Just go back and forth. I'm always going back and forth. I used to say this a lot, but I haven't been saying it as much lately. I used to call it ABP, always be prepping. That's how I get things done in the shortest amount of time possible. I think most of this meat is no longer pink, so I can go ahead and add my tomatoes. That was a 14.5-ounce can that I cut up. And a can of pinto beans that have been drained. It's also like a 15-ounce can. You drain them and rinse them. This is a lot of food. This is food from my family. It would probably last like 2 days. But I would also eat this leftovers for breakfast with an egg on top. It's so good. I'm a big into savory for breakfast. Make sure your oven is preheating to 400 degrees because you want to bake this at 400 and you don't want it sitting around too long. All right, now you can put your topping on. This can get turned off actually. And then just, you can spread it over the top or you can dollop it over the top a little bit like biscuits if you want to, and that's what I'm gonna do. It'll spread out as it bakes. Oh man, and that's it, guys. Well, I mean, that's not totally it, because it has to bake for about 20 minutes in a 400-degree oven. Heavy but delicious. Well, let's see, is it delicious? I mean, I shouldn't speak before I taste, right? All right, I'm gonna taste. Oh. Ah, yay. Makes me happy. Yum. Oh my God. You guys are gonna absolutely love this. Run out and buy the ingredients right now. Make it for dinner tonight.